At a time when this team is trying to claw its way back to steadiness after another uneven stretch of football, the public sideline frustration that surfaced this week only added to the noise around an offense that already lacks rhythm. The loss created more questions than answers, and the cameras caught moments that will linger longer than the box score. Veterans want consistency. Young players want time to grow. Coaches want unity. Yet the gap between those goals has widened over the past few weeks, and the result is a sense of urgency inside the building. The concern now is whether emotions are beginning to overshadow execution. The player at the center of the moment is Jeudy, whose exchange with rookie quarterback Shedeur Sanders drew national attention and reopened discussions about the Browns' offensive structure. Jeudy's frustration has been building, and it showed when he confronted Sanders after missing a second-half opportunity. For a team already thin at wide receiver, this friction matters. The Browns depend heavily on timing routes, and instability in that timing has shown up repeatedly since midseason. Stefanski and his staff must now manage both the personnel challenge and the emotional impact of a veteran feeling marginalized. Jeudy, 25, remains one of the more physically gifted receivers on the roster, but his production continues to fluctuate. Last season he posted 758 yards, yet he entered this week with uneven totals and limited explosive plays. His injury history is modest, though nagging lower body issues have occasionally affected his burst. Visual cue. Stat table. The bigger concern is his fit within an offense that leans on precision rather than improvisation. Sanders, adjusting to NFL speed, is learning how to sync footwork, progressions, and velocity with receivers who expect the ball earlier in routes. That disconnect was evident in the missed shot Jeudy referenced. Financially, Jeudy remains a mid-tier cap commitment with escalators tied to production. Visual cue. Salary cap impact graphic. His current hit is manageable, but declining output reduces value relative to cost. Cleveland's front office expected Jeudy to stabilize a thin depth chart, not headline behavioral concerns in weeks 12 and 13. When the coordinator shift brought Tommy Rees into the play-calling role, the early emphasis on Jeudy suggested a renewed plan. His six-sketch performance against the Jets fit that vision, but the slide that followed indicates the adjustment never fully held. From a tactical standpoint, Jeudy's usage should complement a controlled passing game built around timing, leverage, and short area separation. However, trust between quarterback and receiver is essential. Sanders acknowledged the lack of practice time with Jeudy, a significant factor for a rookie learning how to anticipate speed, depth, and wind conditions in contested window throws. Visual cue. Player highlight. Cleveland's offense already operates with tight margins, and these misalignments limit its ability to sustain drives. Without consistent first-window wins from the wide receiver group, defenses compress the field and force Sanders into late, high-risk throws. Stefanski's response to the sideline dispute aimed to calm the situation, framing it as competitive emotion rather than division. Yet the underlying issue remains. Cleveland needs reliable production from its lead receiver, and Jeudy has not delivered that across consecutive weeks. The Browns' receivers as a whole have struggled to separate, and the scheme requires detailed route execution the unit has not consistently provided. Until Jeudy and Sanders establish timing and trust, the offense will continue to operate below expectation, placing more pressure on the running game and defense to compensate. The path forward is straightforward but not simple. Jeudy must reestablish his role through consistent practice reps, precise route detail, and disciplined sideline behavior. Sanders must accelerate his chemistry with him, understanding the nuances of Jeudy's pacing and breaks. This offense cannot afford internal friction, especially while fighting for stability in a competitive conference. For veteran listeners, the takeaway is clear. Production, not emotion, will determine how this story settles. The Browns have little margin left, and unity, not confrontation, will decide whether this season steadies or slips further.